Hey everyone out there. Thought I'd record this game. It's a good 1v9 Lux game I had. I'm stating that it's 1v9, though you see on the screen the graphs of the Vel'Koz doing good in terms of damage. He has a bit of a breakdown later on for no apparent reason, and I'll explain it as we get to it in the video. Other than that, it was a 35-minute game. I did 38,000 plus damage. The Aatrox did well enough. Action, not so much. Shaco okay enough versus this team. So that being said, let's go ahead and start the gameplay replay here. Now, going into this game, my Vel'Koz is my APC. I am the support. Pause right here. Game plan is trying to poke them out. We have significant advantage in terms of range early on, and the earlier we get this poke out on them, the better. So there is that, and I'll let the game move along. I did try to record this earlier, and unfortunately got distracted by kids going crazy and fighting. So hopefully that doesn't happen again this time, but let's see what happens. So we're going to rush down here. I'm going to do my throw a bubble into the bush here and let it sit as I move over. Their Kaisa decides to walk in and just take all that. So basically made plan A for us perfect of poking them out and getting them down. Now, while we have an advantage here, with the additional poke that's even better, this can be lost on the level 2 if our goal is the level 2 advantage, which is what we're going to do. Most ADCs will over push here and not keep the wave in the middle for when level 2 hits. Luckily, my Vel'Koz does not do that. However, he does not get the level 2 I want, as we'll see in a moment. So we're poking them down, we're doing good, focusing more on them, less on the wave, just making sure it stays in the middle. Even if it comes back to us a little bit, that's fine, because they literally cannot contest if we decide to go all in on them with our health levels here. I don't know what Kaisa was trying to fake with the back was. I'm trying to step forward here. As you can see, I'm hoping this minion goes down so that when I hit E, my Q goes off. He does not go on this, because if I have my Q, Thresh is dead right here. Unfortunately, he takes too long to hit that. I had to back up. I already used my E. I'm not in position, so we do not get the level 2 all-in strategy right there, which is what I was going for. But that's fine. We'll get it here in a moment. So at this point, trying to poke them out, keep them away from the wave. Just barely missed my Q on the Thresh. Get my E off on him, same with the Vel'Koz. He does take a tower hit he doesn't need to do. He does do a nice dodge there on the Thresh Q. That could have been bad. If not, sorry for the dog barking if it comes through. We do get some more poke on the Kaisa and the Thresh there. At this point, I'm a little concerned about Lilia. I know that's getting in that time. It's 2:30. I am pinging. My ward has been used. I know Vel'Koz's has not. He still has his up, or should. This doesn't actually show it on the screen. Interesting. But I know it's still up. He hasn't used it yet. And so I am trying to get the Vel'Koz to ward here, or at least back up and respect that the Lilia is probably down here to looking to make a play. And he just wants to kind of step forward. Okay, that's fine. Luckily, the Lilia does not come over. This would have been the time to do so. We have no vision. And while they are not the healthiest, they are more than adequate on a 3v2 gank to have killed one or two of us and screw us, because we are a little bit low on mana. Lydia going for red here was just a misplay on her part. She had just come out from Krugs and gone straight at us. We probably would have been in a bad position. Now, we would have blown summoners. More than likely, we may or may not have died, but at least we would have blown summoners to avoid the gank. We're going to put on me. I do get a good land on that Thresh. Now, because I know the Lydia is still probably here, it might just been slow because she went to go get red. I'm holding on to my stuff. I'm low on mana. And in the moment I see this Thresh step forward like this, when he's already this low, I know the Lydia's here. So I am now just backing up. Thresh flash. I'm like, yep, there, it's coming. And I toss my Q right on the Thresh because I saw him toss out his lantern. And I get a perfect double Q and combo on them. We kill the Thresh because he was low enough level. I mean, low enough on life and level 2, but get a bit more on a return trade there. But unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to follow up to do anything with that. But on their game, can we get a kill? Wave is in a good spot. Vel'Koz is right on leaving, so we both leave. Just let the camera play while we come back to lane. Kai'Sa's pushing it in. We're not going to lose much. She stayed. We lost 2 melee minions, but we'll be back here in time. Aatrox gets out, doesn't die. Shaco goes for a gank at mid. Doesn't really succeed anything there. Kai'Sa backs, and we're back in lane. Doing well. Dragon should be spawning here soon. At 5 minutes. Making sure we got some vision out this time. The scuttle will run out before the dragon spawns, unfortunately. My thing here, take-wise, is I would want us to push. After we knew the Kai'Sa push, we knew she would be back in. We could have easily bounced that wave in and have it back in the neutral state in the middle of the lane, ready for dragon. But my ADCs wants to freeze instead. It does deny them some minions, but at the same token, doing it that way would deny them as well and leave us in a better spot for prio. I think it might have actually denied them more by doing that. Yeah. The danger with doing that is if Lily is on this side of the map, which I don't think she is, because we know she came from this side of the map on this gank. That means she shouldn't be bottom. She should be clearing her top side. But a lot of junglers in this elo just do stupid things anyways. So she's going to be clearing from top to bot to be there for the dragon spawning, which is what she's doing, which is the correct play. So we could have easily have just pushed this in really fast and gotten back. But he wants to hold it, and it's fine. ADCs don't know wave management properly for whatever reason, or anyone that plays that role. I saw the Kai'Sa come into this bush, and she didn't respect it, so I was able to get my QE off. Get a nice chunk on her with the Vel'Koz damage as well. Now we're pushing. Trying to get some poke off. As soon as I miss both of them, I back up to make sure we're not caught by them under tower. So I know that dragon's coming up here soon. Lily will be here. Dragon spawn at 5 minutes. I don't throw out my E at first, even though I missed my Q. Thresh could have tried to hook me there. Might have worked. Didn't have flash. But Vel'Koz does get the ward down after I tell him to put a ward in that bush, because she'll be coming. A little poke on her. Now here's something interesting. My Vel'Koz gets a little bit mad at me for this, and he shouldn't have. He's already rotating to go to her. I'm rotating, but I also know that they are going to as well. So my job here, since we see Zed and Akshan and Shaco in mid, and he's low enough, he's not going to be able to rotate over. So my job here is actually to keep these two away from the pit. Vel'Koz is more than enough to contest him with these two here, full life and ready to go. Because Zed's not going to be able to contest and be there. So I'm just waiting right here. You can see the Vel'Koz asking for assistance on me. Well, and probably the Shaco. He's low enough he has to go back at that as well. He does have vision, so he's able to dodge the Q. They do make a good play on the Lilia here. Because I made that play here, Thresh wasn't able to help out. And so, while I think we should do Dragon here, I mean, Lilia's chunked out. She's not going to be able to re-engage. This Dragon's free at this moment. We don't. The wave is pushed in. Vel'Koz should have made the same path I did to at least get the experience, but he doesn't. That's why I hit 5 before him. He does push it. Okay, so it was chunked out. Now this is Thresh just not respecting the fact that his ADC left him. The jungle's nowhere near him. He's by himself, and there's two very healthy with enough mana mages to kill him. So I'm doing the jukey thing where I'm stepping in the bush, step down, see if he's throwing his hook. He doesn't. At this point, I don't think he's there. My wife's trying to call me, but that's fine. She's wanting to go to the zoo today. I toss out my E. She's there. As soon as I get around this wall, I know even if he throws a hook, it's fine because there's no follow up for him. So at this point, I don't care that he's even if he lands a hook, it's just going to bring him close to me if he actually takes the hook. So I was able to throw the Q confidently out at him, and we just run him down, no problem. So they're easy play to kill on Thresh right there. Put the camera back on automatic on myself while I mute my phone in case my wife just calls me again. Now we're finally going to make a play on Dragon. I've been pinging it for a while now. If you've been watching me ping, you can see over here in the chat. Pings, 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 pings. Trying to get my team to go to the objectives properly. It's like herding cats. Pretty safe objective. I'm going back. Vel'Koz is coming back in the lane, which is fine. Now, the reason I'm going back, if you see, I'm pinging Void Grubs in the right here, because that's where I want to be next. It's the next objective. And I'm typing to Vel'Koz, I'm going to Void Grubs. Please be safe. Do not over push. Try to farm under tower. He doesn't respect that. Luckily, the enemy team makes mistakes as well. Him clearing that wave is fine, right? But if it had been here and he'd been poking them off one at a time, then his wave would be slower at coming into lane, and the wave wouldn't be meeting in the neutral state in the middle with him 1v2. He knows I'm not going to be there. So he is putting himself at a disadvantage by clearing the wave that fast. If he just forced it with the tower and just did last hits, his tower, his wave would be not nearly this far up, and he'd be a lot safer position. They are fighting in mid before grubs are coming up. And Shaco dies before grubs. And I'm like, great, grubs are coming. Well, since I'm here, let's see what I can do to salvage this. Unfortunately, there's nothing really I can do. That's when they finally mention I'm missing as they see me up top. And yes, I think they realize that. Vel'Koz actually over pushed this wave. He actually used his wave, his clear on this. And luckily, if I come back over here, he's got more minions because he used his, when that wave was coming in here, let me go and rewind it on this. If he just, he's using his abilities from a distance. Why is he doing this? This is absolutely the worst thing to do, right? Now, he's got more minions than they do. And if the enemy was smart, they just let it continue pushing. Unfortunately, ADCs are stupid, both sides. So, and same with this Thresh. Thresh should not be, I know he's got full stacks right here to use as support item to execute for extra gold, but he shouldn't do it, and he does it anyways. So, Vel'Koz gets lucky that the wave pushes back into him. Just literally, neither side are respecting the other side. He does do a nice dodge there on the Thresh Q. He does not get hooked. I'm still just hanging around for these Void Grubs. I'm trying to make sure we get them. That's my job here, is support. Hang around mid. Our Akshan gets chunked without returning any damage. And I'm just up on the grubs. Once we get to the first and most of the second, I probably should start heading back. Just kind of a waste of time at this point. It messes up my tempo. I could be right now backing and be back in the lane sooner to help out Vel'Koz. This is one of my mistakes. I saw Zed heading this direction. Since he didn't know I was still there, I had to walk further into the pit instead of out so he didn't see me. Otherwise, I might have a chance of dying. Shaco has his own way of getting out. I just rather not be part of that. We're not going to kill him, and then I just don't want to be potentially killed by some weird play. Sorry about the dog barking as well if it's too loud. Kids are dark. I hear a kid come running up here, so I'll probably have to pause it and put on mute. So I come down here. I try and catch back up. I use my heal to give us a boost of speed. It does heal him. Try and catch on this Kaisa. She does flash and have her E and our barrier to get out, so she won't die. But Thresh is kind of now left high and dry. I use my E to slow him. He does flash, but I'll have my Q up here in a second. And I get that off along with my ult, and he's just going to be ran down and killed. My Vel'Koz likes me for this. We do a nice fist bump because I do get him a kill here. Puts him at 3 kills with the 2 we had earlier. On Thresh. They've all been on Thresh for him, which is fine. Now, if we look at the gold here, I let him have the plate there by himself, which is fine. He's about 800 gold over the Kaisa. I'm 600 over the Thresh. Our mid is down, our jungle is down, and our top Aatrox is ahead by a bit. So overall, Team Gold, we are ahead by about 1,000, as you see up there at the top of the screen. And we also have both Grubs and Dragon. So we are in a good position right now. Zed is about to kill Akshan yet again. I'm dealing with this Thresh. You're down in the bottom lane. We get a little damage off. Now, I was going to say this. I made a bit of a mistake here. So when I'm coming down here in the lane, I put down a control ward in this bush. And what happens is right now I'm about to scratch my nose. And then put my hand back down so I can hit E. And I accidentally messed up. And I toss out my ult. Did not mean to do this at all. Like I said, scratch my nose, put my hand down, and oops. This does cost us a little bit. I do land my Q on the Thresh and QE. And I'm trying to get this, I do pop my passive. I was trying to get the, but it runs out. That's fine. Vel'Koz goes in on the Thresh. That's good. But I don't have my ult here, unfortunately. We kill the Thresh, and I get my E off on the Kaisa. But you got to remember, at this point, we got everything on cooldown. He just used everything on the Thresh, and I got everything on cooldown. Kaisa, being an ADC, has sustained damage through her passive and her auto attacks. And Vel'Koz is a little low. I'm trying to get in and stop some of the damage. Vel'Koz gets a knockback off on her, which is really good. He gets his bear. She ults. She still has hers. I get my Q off, but it's just not quite enough because Vel'Koz misses his W. Does not hit her with it because she ults to the other side. And then obviously she's using her bear as well. I think she just used it earlier. So it's down to me and her. I'm going to get my E off on her after she's been rooted and hit my passive twice. And at this point, all I got is my shield and then just to auto her down, which is what I do. So I get a kill. Vel'Koz gets a kill, and it's a 2-for-1 scenario. Vel'Koz is still ahead by a good portion. Not the 800 or 700. It's now 500, but that's fine because she does get a bounty off of him, which did help. The Kaisa is obviously mad at her Thresh at this point, which he should be because that was played pretty poorly by him. Thus able to collapse on him. He should just drop the ward and ran, but it is what it is, and ran safely. Once he saw me use my ult, I'm coming this way. He sees the Vel'Koz. He should just back out this direction. He shouldn't be going this way. Vel'Koz is pushing. This is fine. I'm coming back into lane to help him out. He should back up and respect them here. If he gets hooked and Lydia's here, he dies. I don't know why they want to play this, but luckily he gets the kill on Thresh anyways. They are overly respecting the Vel'Koz, and that's fine. It gets him his 5th kill. He's now 600 gold above the Kaisa. I'm at a good 1100 gold above the Thresh. I do take this. I'm content at this point to just go ahead and take the tower, but he wants to, he signals that he wants us for assistance. He does a retreat first, which I think is a miss. He asks for help. I do get a combo off on the Thresh. Chunked him down pretty good again. We do have Shaco nearby. He is getting Dragon. Not much they can contest with us on that. Nothing else is up. I try and do a Q over the wall here. That's why I walked this position. I want to see if I can do a blind Q and hit one of them. I do miss. It's fine because I had to dodge that. I get my ult off. It does hit the Thresh, which allows the Vel'Koz to flash in and finish combo him. That does kill him to the Zed, but I do get my full, both my Q and E off on him, and he dies. He's happy. He throws out his fist bump. We are going to finish up the tower, at least I am here, with the new wave coming in. So, being easy peasy, Kaisa really cannot contest me without getting any plasma on me to use her ult. So she can't narrow the gap. She has to respect me. I outrange her by a significant portion. Now, here's what I do to here. Because I know my Vel'Koz is coming down, right? I know he's coming back in the lane after his death. I have enough mana. I don't need it back right now. And I don't want to push the wave. So instead of staying in this bush for a trap, I'd be overextended, fighting the wave, fighting both of them, be dead. No help. I don't want to be in this bush either. Same reason. If they see me. So my only 2 options is to back all the way back to the tower or this bush. This is why I stay in this bush. Now, they have no vision of me. I'm fairly confident that there is no vision in here. They don't act like it, especially when they start moving around. And I'll see here because Kaisa stays way in the front. If she is afraid of me being in this bush, she would not be here. Because of her positioning and body language, I know that they have no vision of me. They probably have no vision of me here. So my thought process is, if I wait long enough, they think I'm not here. And just give more time for the Vel'Koz to come up through the lane and be part of the action. So that's what I do here. I see she's here. Instead of just dropping, I see the Thresh walking over to ward. Not too worried about it. Right here, I could have thrown my Q. I still wait. It's just ability holding it. Just waiting a little bit longer for Vel'Koz to get closer. Vel'Koz to get closer. At this point, they level up. They get it, and I toss it out. I think Holly's pretty far. I'm like, I can't let it go any further because she's about to hit her Q and clear the wave. Then I'm behind them, and it's not a good spot. So I say, I go for it. She's got a little over half health. I don't know if she's got barrier up at this point or not still. I just full combo her and send it. She does have barrier. She does live it with the Thresh shield as well. You know, I popped the passive. She did not have the Thresh shield on top of her barrier. She dies there. Oh well. I do know the Vel'Koz is getting here, and I'm running to him. She is very chunk. She's not going to be able to do much to help fight. She probably could have tried to fight with the Vel'Koz. I mean, the Thresh, sorry. But I still have heal as well. So I'm not too worried about it. Thresh actually moves me out of her plasma, but she can still ult on top of me because I still have it from his hook. She ults right here. She can help out, but she is really low, and Vel'Koz is now in vision. It'd be very bad if she does so. So that's why she's just leaving the Thresh to die. I have my ward still to put down. Toss one over there. He does not back dodge. It's fine. He throws a very weird hook there and just dies. Clean up here. I'm just going for that ward I knew he pushed earlier to make sure that no one can flank or TP in behind him. And I'm going to go ahead and back. He's got a good amount of health, good amount of mana. He should be okay. He should be rotating the mid, and Akshan should be going bot. That should be the play that happens here. And I'm trying to come out with mid. That way we come together here at mid. It does not happen, unfortunately, properly because Akshan is playing with the Zed. Now, He gets ulted. I'm trying to... He flashes before my shield hits him, which is whatever. Z W's forward. He's already used his ult and his flash. So I'm able to just land a full combo in here and kill the Zed. Because he was tunnel focused on that Akshan. Luckily the Akshan gets out of there. And then Lilia and Thresher in mid. If Akshan had respected the swap and gone bot, he wouldn't be as low as he is, and she would not be getting free farm. It is what it is. The players make all sorts of mistakes. Now, I see my Vel'Koz here, ult in the Thresh, getting him low. This play happening up here. Even though he uses ult, we also see Kai'Sa bot, and we just killed the Zed. I have no problem leaving him here in mid at this point. The wave is pushing into him. It's got more minions and more health. If he just last hits, he's perfectly safe to let it come up to here and be hold it over there. Even if he doesn't, he wants to push for plates, he is still safe. I'm going to leave him. He asks for help. I deal with the here. This is where he makes a mistake. Let the Thresh back. Just let the Thresh. I'm heading up here. I'm signaling a vision, and you can see me going over here to deal with vision and deal with this play top. All right. I got two guys. If I collapse, they're far away from their tower. I don't know if they have flashes, which is what they do have. So they do get away. They both have flashes up here in the corner, as you can see. But it's still the proper play to make. He's got over half mana, most of his health. We see her. We know Zed is still dead. See him on the screen. It's 13 seconds left. He's got plenty of time to get plates, if not this entire tower by himself. Just let the thread back. He doesn't. So the Thresh now is still dealing extra damage to the minions. He takes a tower shot because he has to hit them too close to the tower. Again, bad misplays by this Vel'Koz. I'm up here on top. I'm making this play, trying to get them. They have to flash my abilities to live. I had to use heal and shields. Barely missed my Q. It's fine. I probably should have held it there a little bit for the Shaco clone to explode. But it's fine. I'm pinging. I want to come over here for the Herald. And Zed is as well. I ping what they're using. My Shaco being here, I don't know what he's doing. Does he even have his Q? No, he doesn't have his Q. Yeah, he is just dead. Once I saw the Zed take that, I have to run. I can't let the Zed get anywhere near me. And then my Vel'Koz is going to die mid after taking the tower. Let's back up to where that happens. So we saw Kai'Sa push the bot and leave. So she should be coming up. Zed is alive. They could be running straight at him. Because he kept the Thresh in lane, the Vel'Koz did, and he was not able to kill the tower fast enough because the Thresh hit his minions to help him deal damage. The tower did more damage to the minions, which killed the minions, which means he can't kill the tower fast enough. The tower's still up. He's also still doing this thing where he hits Thresh and keeps him in lane further. If he killed him there, it wouldn't have been a bad thing. But as soon as this goes down, he needs to leave. He does not know. We're all topside. He does not know where. He knows Thresh has to be getting out of there because he's not dead yet. Probably not going to be there. But he doesn't know where Zed is. Until, well, actually, he probably does. But he just got seen right there. But up until just that moment, he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know where Kai'Sa is at. As far as he knows, Thresh could be lanterning them in from here, from off vision. Him staying, which is what he does, he walks right at a Kai'Sa to try and duel her. He has no ult. He does have barrier. He has no flash. And he's not full health. And he's less than half health, less than half mana. Very poor decision on him at this point, especially since he still has ult and everything. Yes, he does get his combos off on her. He does do a lot of damage, but that's it. He dies. He starts pinging me for this death, like I had something to do with it. If he doesn't die to Kai'Sa, he'll die to the Zed right afterwards. See, he's pinging me right on top of me. He's upset at me. He's pinging my life, and that he died. Like, I should be part. This is what really, really gets me upset about ADCs. They think you should be their pocket support the entire game. No, that's the incorrect way to play support, and that will lose you more games than win. Your job is to support the win con when you're not supporting objectives and the jungler. So your job is, if there's an objective up, you ward, you support the jungler in attaining that objective. You leave whoever else might be the win con alone, and you tell them play safe if they're going to be on their own. Now, if they come with you, that's fine. You're with them. But if they're going to be in a side lane, which is what this Vel'Koz does almost every time, this was fine. He was taking a tower. But we have Herald coming up. We were making a play topside. He was by himself. He did not play safe. He died. Now we are on the back foot. We lose tempo. They're going to get Herald off of this. I'm going to try and snipe it. I'm going to miss it here in a moment, but it's fine. A little foreshadowing there. Akshan is playing the side lane. That's fine. He should be doing that. He's just pushing very, very, very slow. But yeah, big deal on this is that because we knew everyone's up top at that point. He's just going slow. As soon as he gets spotted out, he needs to leave, which he does. Lilia's going to start taking Herald, which is what she should. With their Shaco down, with their ADC down. I'm not sure he should be back in this Aatrox right here with Herald up. Especially since I'm pinging, I'm heading over here. Pinging. My ping. Where are they at? He does stay. I wanted the Aatrox to try and get vision or something, so I don't do this blind. I do get a good hit on the Renekton and almost snipe it. It is what it is. And if they're there, toss the bubble to make sure that they can't just easily engage upon me. Now, Vel'Koz is, right now, for the most part, my win condition. He has the most gold. He is doing the best in terms of itemization and everything else. The rest of my team, the Aatrox is ahead, but he's not as ahead as the Vel'Koz. The other two are not. They're behind. They're not doing so well. And I am ahead. I'm actually more of a win con than Vel'Koz is relative to my opponents in lane. But people don't like to think the support is the win con, even though right now I'm really starting to be and will be. So I am 2-0-7. Vel'Koz is 7-3. His deaths. The first two were okay. The last one was not. Did not need to die. So now I'm trying to set up for the next objective again. I am hanging around the Vel'Koz because he is right now the one to hang out with. But I'm also trying to set up for Dragon. He's got full health. He's by himself. We see the Zed going in on the Akshan yet again. Luckily the Akshan lives. But he does get chunked down, so we know he's not going to be part of the fight that comes up. I'm trying to rotate. Because we see the Lilia dropping stuff. I kind of messed up there. I didn't know which way she was going. If I had seen it, I would have stopped her abilities. Try to do a cheeky E to R. Unfortunately, the Shaco gets slept, so she doesn't die. The Shaco does not get hit by her bowling ball there. We kill her there. She gets the gold off the Herald, hitting the tower. The Shaco does kill her because she decides to hang around with low life and being down. My Vel'Koz is pinging me again because he died once again 1v1 in lane to the Kai'Sa. And just to replay it on how that played out. Again, full health, full mana, blue buff. Because he's not respecting it, Thresh flashes on him. Now he does a good job right here to a certain extent. He does end up killing the Thresh. And he flashes, but she's got her passive and Ignite going on him. It's a 1-for-1 and a 2v1, but he's pinging me like I should have done something there. No, my play is on this dragon, buddy, which is up. Hence why I was playing for the objective. If I leave him, it's because I'm moving to an objective, which spawns every few minutes. So I only got like a minute or two hanging around him. and then I got to move. And that's what you do as support. We see this Zed, we had the ward down, and we saw him coming. Shaco does it right and baits him, knowing that I'm here and they have no vision of me. So as soon as he goes the Zed on the Shaco, I throw my Q and E on his backside and nail him. I don't have my ult, but I do have a heal. And he dies. My Aatrox died top to the Renekton solo while he's been ahead, which is very unfortunate there. He's ahead. I don't know how he died, but it is what it is. And Shaco gets a chance to go after a dragon here by himself. Lilia dead and Zed dead. And we see that they were in mid. She just got chunked by Akshan. And with Renekton top, he's just got a free dragon. So we're going to speed this back up to normal speed. I think they have it alright, but I go ahead and... I was about to leave, but I was like, just in case some weird sneakiness tries to happen, I'll give us vision. Use my bubble for vision around that corner. Just in case, but... seal it with that. I tossed the bubble here on purpose, because we saw her coming over, and this way she can't get out. And I leave it going there, so she can't just engage upon us, just in case. Now Vel'Koz wants to 1v3 again on everybody. We just got the dragon. We don't need to be fighting here. I don't know his... Shaco's down low on life. I'm a little bit low on mana. Akshan could be helping out a bit more here, but we don't know where the Zed is at. Right? I don't think he was dead. I think he just backed. So as far as we know, their whole team is here. I mean, you see the Kai'Sa mid, but she can R in. So this Vel'Koz literally being inting right here. There's no reason for him to do this. He does dodge that. I do come back over to help out with the Akshan, but I use my abilities here on the... remember, I just used my ult on the dragon to get it secured faster, so I don't have my ult here. Do land the QE on the Lilia, but I'm on everything on cooldown. I guess Akshan could swing here, but he could have played it with a bit more presence, but doesn't. But he dies. Now he goes in, and I don't even think that's a good in. I'm only coming back because a Shaco decided to go put down a box, but even I can't do anything. That's a bit of a bad cue by me, but it's fine. He gets a smite off to prevent him from catching him, and we get out of here. Now, Vel'Koz is going to be pinging me. Wondering what I'm doing. He's going to ping me here. I'm wondering like why don't I collapse over here? Because if I collapse this direction, I die, basically. So this is the only safe way out I have. Shaco puts a box there to slow down the push, which is fine. You see he's pinging me. My Vel'Koz has just gone nuts. He keeps wanting a 1v4, 1v5 in without anybody and dies. Now, luckily he's getting a kill. He is not playing completely without two brain cells. He does make some plays in terms of getting the kill before he dies in most cases, or at least doing enough damage so that if we follow up, even though he went in way too early, we are able to revenge kill. This is what's going to happen. You'll see play out several times in the game. But he's basically throwing and mentally break it down. Despite how well he played in lane, he's 8-5. I'm 3-0-8. Again, I got 2 items and boots. He doesn't even have boots. He's just got 2 items, which makes him easier to catch. He has been doing a good job of dodging most of the skill shots, at least, despite not having boots. He is behind on CS, so she's gotten several shutdowns. She is not as far behind. Actually, she's ahead of him, right? Because of the more CS and the shutdowns. Even though she has less kills, she's actually ahead of him, right? My mid is falling further behind. My jungle is falling by, and my top is no longer as dominantly ahead of the top. The only one that's severely ahead is me, almost 3k gold. So now I'm putting me as the main carry relative. Now, I am also ahead of the mid and the jungle, and about even with the top, which makes me a very strong threat right now in this game. And if you look at my items, that's what they support. I'm ahead of them, especially after just buying. I don't know what my Aatrox was doing here. He goes in. I try and snipe, My Shaco just dies to the Q. Shouldn't have gone in either. Try and snipe the Kaisa here. She ults. So she's out, but she ults anyways. And I get my, because of the Shaco box here, she gets feared. I'm able to get my Q off. She would have died to my E, but Aatrox took it anyways with his Q. So it was a 1-for-1 again. Now, I'm like, okay, well, I'm full life, full health. Just came out of, and mana. Just came out of base after buying. They're having a back foot. I'm going to put down wards. And I'm got one deep ward. Going to the other side because I see Zed up top. Put another one to keep him from being flanked. I know that the Baron is spawned. I'm trying to make sure we got vision around the Baron. Don't know what Lily is at either, so that's why I'm doing my E's to scout in the bushes. Yeah, nothing happened up there, so he was not chunked out. Vel'Koz and I are trying to set up a trap here. Unfortunately, Vel'Koz goes way too early. They see him right there, so I don't know what he's doing. They don't see me, but they see him because he's just being dumb, right? He's pinging for it, like he wants to do it, right? He's got his R ready. I'd say, okay, I got my R in 6 seconds. I'm trying to sync up with him, but he's just not knowing what he's doing. So he goes in too early, and we don't catch him. But then he still tries to force it and gets caught. I try to make the play happen anyways. I get my ult off. He's going to get shielding from Thresh, Lantern, and he gets a lot of healing. Luckily he dies to the combo. My passive pop there. And then Thresh is just here by himself. But unfortunately, here comes Kaisa and here comes Lilia. I had to just drop E and run. I know Auction got in there. My Q, while it missed the Thresh I was aiming at, was actually fortuitous and hit the Kaisa in the backline there. We do have Aatrox coming over. And we do have Shaco here dropping boxes. I'm trying to help out. Shaco box does some damage there while I get off my shielding to keep us going. She flashes to die. I don't know about that. And we just go ahead and clean up. Again, off a misplay by Vel'Koz, we were able to capitalize upon it. The team overextending afterwards, enemy team to kill him. And we collapse faster. So that's what's going to end up happening is Vel'Koz keeps overplaying his position. I want us to go to Baron. At first I was pinging it earlier. I think I pinged that. I was on my way to it, yeah. And then my team doesn't do it, so I instead set up for trap anybody that comes over. We do know that 3 is down. This is the perfect time to Baron. Even if they come over, they're not going to stop us to take it. So I don't know why we don't do it. I mean, literally we have 4 people up, 4 high damage DPS people up, and they'd rather clear the jungle and not take Baron. I do land a good Q on the Zed with do Q auto to proc the passive, get my E, try to proc it again, get it off in time, so that's why it pops twice. So I did my full damage I can do to him right then. And then snipe him, because he was going to get hit by the auction anyways. I don't think he would have died to the auction, but he does die to mine. Or that is. And I'm pinging. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The Vel'Koz is again pinging me for taking that. He's upset at me. He doesn't want me doing anything on this game. I just don't get people that play ADC and have this now. We're literally carrying him. He's doing well. But we're still carrying him. I'm 4-0 and 12. 700 gold shutdown. I probably should die here soon to someone that doesn't matter, like the Thresh. That's a bit of a misplay by me, and you'll see it later on. I'm finally getting us to go on to the Baron, but they all call it off. I'm like, okay, well, if you call it off, I have to be called off because I can't do it by myself. So I run. Now, here's the deal. I'm still low on life. I should just back. But I see my Aatrox and my Vel'Koz getting caught out yet again. So all I can do is what I can do. I come over here and I see them lined up. I toss my Q out. And that double binding saves them. They don't understand the double binding plus my E. Just saved them hardcore. I hold my E as long as I can so before I can move. The Kaisa ulting in here was just an int. Again, ADCs. Why go in here? These guys had been bound and slowed. They cannot catch up to you. So she ignites him. Did she have ignite? How did he get ignited? I might have just seen her. Okay, Shaco's there. They just basically dogpile on her. She almost kills the Aatrox, but he lives through his healing. And that's that. Now, I back as I should. That's too low health to do anything. This is the problem I have. Vel'Koz's full health. He should not be going bot. Yes, it's fine to kind of catch this wave, but as soon as he gets it, he needs to rotate back to mid. Akshan should go bot. Actually, Aatrox should have gone bot. Aatrox should have gone bot. Akshan should have gone top. He can catch this and come back to mid. That's not what happens. Well, he does come back. Maybe I'm messing up this. I'm trying to keep the mid pushed. I know that they are... We have Baron up. We need someone with TP on the opposite side of Baron. This is a misplay with the Akshan and the Aatrox. Aatrox running top there with his TP up was wrong. Okay. So... since everything's pushed in, they don't have to send it Renekton bot. They can start being on Baron now. They don't have their ADC or Zed, so them doing this is just kind of troll. Vel'Koz is pinging me because he's upset that I helped push the wave or something. And I'm trying to get us to go to... see, he's throwing his Q at me because he's mad. Just to show you that. He's not here yet. And I took that wave right there. And so he's mad that I took that wave to keep us that prio. Despite him not being able to get it. Because I am more worried about the Baron and where we are positioning-wise than I am about him getting a few minions off of a wave. Or missing less, because he would still would have missed a lot as it pushed in. He's starting to hit C-Fit, as most ADCs do. And I just going to go ahead and toss out what I can. I get my ER off on the Renekton and kill him. Just trying to kill as many as I could. I was still early for the Baron. I thought we might have been able to collapse upon the Baron if I killed enough and take it as it's loading. But unfortunately, I get it because my Vel'Koz wants to come late. Aatrox wants to come late. Shaco doesn't even want to be there. It's just our team didn't want it, I guess. Despite me trying to get everyone to be there on time, it doesn't happen. So they got Baron. Luckily, 3 of them don't have it. Those are dead. But because of that, we're able to take this tower and kill this Kaisa. Boom, killed her. You saw that she ulted as buffered her ult for my Q, so it didn't quite land because I did my Q ult combo. So the Q still landed on her, but she buffered out before it was rooted somehow. And then my ult missed, but as I said, there's nothing she could do. I'm trying to now for this dragon setup to make sure we get this. So with Shaco, by putting down boxes. I don't have any wards at this point. So I'm just trying to... I see the Thresh take down that ward earlier, so I'm just trying to rotate to be there for him. They decide not to contest, and that's dandy. We see Thresh move here. We saw my Lilia over there, and them up top, so there's no way to mess with this. This is ours. Akshan goes bot yet again, where he just should not be. But that's fine. Nothing's up. He was the closest, so it's fine. Vel'Koz is moving mid. I just pushed mid to make sure we had prio. I'm back up, so respecting the collapse from these two. Decided to go ahead and buy. I think I had just enough to purchase an item. Another, yep, got the death cap. They aren't respecting them again. They're out by themselves. We have no real tank in this game. They're closest. They have a bruiser with Renekton, so they do have some tankishness, and Thresh is somewhat tanky. But he gets spotted by the Thresh. I just caught out again. I'm trying to make my way over here as fast as possible. He gets hooked. If Thresh had walked forward or taken that earlier, my Q would have landed. But he doesn't. I get my ult off on 2 of them and my E off on the Zed. Lilia is on me like white on rice. I am going to basically try and use the chakra box to deal with her. She goes around it like she knew it was there. It's fine. It hits the other guys, and we basically collapse and kill them. Despite the Vel'Koz being out of position once again and dying once again, we were able to collapse and capitalize. Kaisa went and pushed bot, got the tower and pushed up there. It's fine. Vel'Koz is running bottom, collecting that wave, which is okay, I guess. But since Akshan's cutting this off, it's really not the best move. Here's my first death, really, and my mistake. I knew the Zed was here. This is why I tossed my bubble. And then for some reason, I see him, and I should be immediately back-clicking. Immediately. And I don't know if it's lag or not, but I walk right forward and die. And this is completely 100% boneheaded move on my part. I was playing perfect up to this point, in my opinion. But then I'd made that bonehead move. And I'm like, ah, crap, I gave Zed my shutdown. The extra 700 gold, which is pretty bad. Luckily, he's not too terribly ahead. Like I said, they're also overextended here after they saw the Zed kill me there. Vel'Koz does collapse over there, and we get the kill on the Zed at least for my death. Aatrox and Vel'Koz are playing with fire here. I don't know that position he's taking because he's going to get hooked that way, which is what happens. We do get the kill on the Lilia at least. And he's just playing too far forward again, playing with fire, taking shots he doesn't have to. It's just, yeah, we get the kill on the Thresh here, but Renekton comes in and cleans up on the Vel'Koz. Almost cleans up on the Shaco, but Shaco should just leave right here. He doesn't, and he's just going to die. So, yes, unfortunately, we don't get the tower because they dove while taking tower shots. We get the Thresh, and 2 of them die for it, and it's just not worth, really. It's just misplay after misplay by my team. So, if we take a quick pause in the stock of the game right now, I'm doing quite well. He still doesn't have any boots. I am 3 items in with boots and my support item up. Basically the most purchased out one in the game right now. But look at the gold. You can see that's kind of the case. I'm just a 1100 shy of the Vel'Koz. Well above our mid and jungler. And I'm above our top. Now I'm more powerful than our top, who has been now caught up to by Renekton because of the misplays there in mid. Lilia is tied out with the Shaco. She was ahead of him. He came back up on a few plays here. And unfortunately, the Zed, because of that shutdown earlier, is now still maintaining the lead over the Akshan. The Kaisa is about equal with Vel'Koz, and I am sitting at almost 5,000 gold above the Thresh. I am literally destroying the Thresh in terms of support gap here. So that's where we're at. Again, trying to keep waves pushed in and keep vision. I think, yeah, I think Baron is showing up next. I want to go ahead and get vision set up here and deny Scribe plans and vision for them while I can. Put down our control ward in the pit. My Vel'Koz going bot is the incorrect play here again. Baron is coming up. We have 4 dragons. Baron's coming up. We should do this. This should be Aatrox on bot side. Vel'Koz should be top or mid with me. Actually should be mid with me. But they're trying to kill the Zed. I'm trying to keep mid from being overly pushed before Baron comes up. They're still messing with the Zed. I don't know why. They're not going to... It's not easy to kill a Zed. Now, this is what's going to end up happening. Because they're messing with the Zed so much, they get collapsed upon first. I do try and stall them out because I saw these two running over here because they cleared out my ward in doing so. And I'm not sure if they're going this way or that way. They do split. And I toss out... I don't mean to actually hit the red buff. It's just a lag latency ping. When I'm moving and clicking, it just sometimes throws out an auto. That's what the game does. So I'm going to toss my E in. I see him there. Toss out my Q and ult. I'm hoping this is enough to keep the Renekton out. It should have been, but he decides to go in because unfortunately the Akshan's dead. And yeah, it doesn't matter if he goes in or not. They completely misplayed this. So now it's my time to just delay them and deny them as much as possible. Because I see Vel'Koz and Shaco both in their lanes pushing these, and that's fine. I'm going to do... I basically have to hit heal here in a second to get away and keep myself healthy. I see that this has hit me, and then I flash over into the tower to save myself. So I get her to move down and then place out. It just gives me a little extra safety. I see the Zed here, and I know he's coming for me, so I start running like crazy because I know he's going to come after me. I'm not sure if he's going to come over the wall, especially since I just use my Q and E. He might, so I'm running this direction and upwards to keep him from getting at me and closing the gap easy and prevent any line shots from Kai'Sa's W there. I did get a good Q and E off on him because I get him low and get his Maw off. He's slowed and able to snipe him. This makes the Zed really mad at me. That's how I emote on top of him. At this point, I'm pushing the top lane. Baron just spawned, which is what I was trying to set us up for earlier. Unfortunately, I cannot rotate to that Baron. They have made good plays in mid and bot in terms of pushing the waves there. They get the inhib tower. He should be right now resetting. Unfortunately, he's not resetting. And he's just wanting to play with them. We should be resetting for Baron. And if he had done so, he could have bought. We could have all been rotating back. They can't do anything. So I'm just getting deep wards at this point. We're kind of disjointed in where we should be at because Shaco and Vel'Koz overstayed. Because Kai'Sa's W plasma hit the Raptors, it come down and activate the box. Kind of sucks. I was like, oh crap, I got Raptors on me. Which makes the next part hard because I could have been here to try and save him against the Kai'Sa. He's gonna die because he walked this way next to me instead of this way with me and to Shaco into safety. But I am able to do a full combo on the Thresh and kill him instead. I see the Kai'Sa's low with the Akshan there, so that's why I'm still here. She flashes. I think Akshan should just use ult here and she dies. Yeah, that's what he does. Well, it just used it too late, slightly too late. But what ends up happening is, because I get spotted coming up here, the Zed flashes W's ults me as fast as he could because I just used everything to try and stop the Lilia from coming onto the Akshan. So he just uses everything on me. And I know the Shaco was trying to help me out here. But he just placed boxes here, so he does not have his box up, so he can't help save me here. If he had box right now, I live. So I'm trying to run over before I die to these boxes and through red to hope to get some healing off the red. But unfortunately, I just can't. I'm dead. If he had not placed that box just a moment there before the flash, I would have been alive. But misplay on him, misplay on them, misplay on me too. Just, that's what the name of this game is, lots of misplays. He, the moment plays that are wrong, not optimal. Especially with Dragon coming up, so I'm not there for Dragon. But their Thresh is dead. Our Aatrox just died top. So we really should be giving this Elder. But we are setting up before them, so that is an advantage that we have that they don't have, right? So we only got 2 members up. Vel'Koz will be coming up here shortly. I'll be after that, and then Aatrox unfortunately just died, so he won't really be part of this until much later, with 47 seconds, so that's a long time in this game. A lot can happen in that time frame. But Elder is up, Baron is up, my ward is still on it from earlier. Another control ward ready to go. And they just need to play this slowly and just, they're low life. Just use boxes. Just harass and be annoying is what they need to do. And that's what they're doing. My wife's phone is coming through the door. She's outside listening to me, waiting for me to do this because she wants to leave. Unfortunately, I had started this recording, so I want to finish this before going too far. Lilia does jump on the Shaco clone and gets blown up from it, and that changes everything here. She just got overly greedy. Shaco played this out very, very well with his boxes and just baiting them over and over again. Vel'Koz shows up, which is fine, but then he decides to, I'm going to 1v5 them again and use all my abilities and gets caught out yet again and dies for it. There's no reason for him to do that. That is pure int. I just spawn. I'm rushing right out as fast as I can down here. My Akshan is about to die. My Shaco's low life. The Zed is here. Even though he's low life. This is kind of... we have to back up. Both teams really should have back up. I do get I had a feeling she's going to be here, and I throw my ult and get a perfect snipe on that Kai'Sa. Perfect judgment. Kill her there. And I know the Shaco box is here, so I'm like, okay, I don't care if he hooks me. If they jump in on me, they're going on that Shaco box. Which is what they do. And so I just drop my E on top of myself and pop the Renekton, because I knew that was going to happen. And Shaco re-engages. He could have been with me from the start, but it's fine. And now, we saw Zed leave. They got everyone dead. They only got Zed up. So it's just Shaco, me, and Aatrox not coming. This is ours now to take. And I'm like, this is ours. Well, like, I typed that out on my team. So I make sure to put a ward over the bush here soon in a second. Yep, on the wall, I should say. And I know that the Zed is here. Shaco plays his route, leaving his clone there in place as bait for the Zed. He comes over to force the Zed to W in. Because he's going to take that clone. And he's going to ult the Shaco clone. And I get my full combo off on the Zed. And he just dies. Now they have no one to contest this. We're going to get Elder. So, if we look at the gold standings, I'm almost again still with the Vel'Koz right next to him. 10, 2, and 18. All right, so I'm 28 kill participation. He's 26. I got the most kill participation, the least amount of deaths, high amount of damage, way above that thresh. The only one that's got anything over us is the Kai'Sa here. It's a little bit more gold than the Vel'Koz. She is doing very well. Actually better than the Vel'Koz technically. While she got chunked out in lane, she came back to mid and late game and just outperformed the Vel'Koz, who was basically running it down. The Akshan caught back up a little bit to the Zed, but he's been mostly down the entire game. The Shaco finally surpassed the Lilia off the last few plays. He's been down, and the Aatrox, which was up the early game, is now behind on the Renekton, but that's fine. I'm the one that's been the major key difference here in this game, and the gold totals and the score shows it. I have these three items. I was tempted to build a Void Staff, but I decided to go for Storm Surge, mainly because besides Thresh, who's so far behind, I don't really care about him. The only other person with magic resistance is going to be the Zed with the Maw, and I'm blowing him up anyway, so it's like it's not enough. So I'm just going to go straight for Storm Surge instead of Void Staff. That gives me a little extra AoE if I time it right, because Storm Surge does damage around the target when it goes off. It still gives you some magic penetration, and mostly they're all just squish. So the extra flat magic penetrations actually be better. I'm going to start doing mostly true damage to these guys as the game progresses, which won't be much of a progress. You can see down here in the timeline below. That's going to be ending here very shortly. I push the wave just to set up for the Baron. Trying to set up some vision for any traps for Baron. Vel'Koz being bot lane is again the wrong play. Aatrox should have gone here. He was up while we took the Elder. He should have been here with his teleport. Vel'Koz is just basically soft inting and playing to lose. I'm sitting there waiting on our Baron for setup. Vel'Koz starts to rotate. There's nothing for me to do right now except for to protect this Baron. We're not going to get a pick. I don't know where they're at to get a pick. And I know that they need to be near Baron as well, because we're threatening it, right? We got Elder. So, since we don't see them in many places, we see the Lilia, and they're making a pick on top, so I'm starting to rotate to that pick. I get my heal off. You know, it heals the clone, but it's mainly just for the speed to catch up to them. Lilia and Renekton both have flash. And I toss out my Q and ult. They flash. The Renekton flashes the Q. The Lilia does not, and it hits her in the backside. She wasn't ahead to get the hit by the ult, but it's fine. She gets hit by everything else and just dies. So now this is our Baron for sure to take. Vel'Koz is again screwing with Kai'Sa, who's ahead of him, and Thresh in the mid lane when he does not need to be here. I don't mind him pushing the wave a little bit. Just push it and go. Just rotate back to us. Akshan is making a pick here. It's fine. Just a little poke damage. We should be on Baron. We're finally on Baron. They got the last Baron. Like I said, their Lily is dead. I just killed her. So I'm trying to, when I saw the Thresh step up to get my ward, I stepped back to force him off of it, make sure there's nothing going on. He teleports in onto the Kai'Sa, which is fine. But no one else is really around to make a play with him because we were over at Baron. So, except for the Vel'Koz. Flashes. And they use everything to try and get her. And they finally do so. While at the same token, not much is happening mid. I'm about to back. And I think I buy Storm Surge here. Yep, I just bought Storm Surge and a potion. And we're ready to end the game. That's why I'm saying, hey, just everyone mid, we can end the game. Vel'Koz, again, caught out where he should not be. So after, let's go back here. Making this kill on Kai'Sa, right? Instead of signaling them to retreat, there's not much we can do. Ooh, we're going to sneeze. I'm barely holding on. The Vel'Koz is trying to, even though he sees a Zed behind him, he's trying to force under tower this Thresh. I don't get it. He gets hooked. Which is fine, just back up. I don't know what he's doing here. Oh, that Zanya sound forever, and the replay bug is annoying. Kill the Zed. Kai'Sa's already dead. I get a lot of damage off the Renekton. We kill the Renekton. Kill the Thresh. Finish up the Lilia. That's game, guys. Vel'Koz did his best at the end, only because he did not want me supporting for objectives in the jungle. That's the only thing I can think of. We did really well in lane together. I got him ahead. When objectives came up, I told him I'm rotating these objectives. I'm typing this out. I'm rotating to the objective. Please play safe. I'll be back when the objective is taken. And the first couple times he did it. The next few times he didn't. He played bad. He died and he blamed me. And I'm like, what are you doing? You knew you're alone. Stop doing that, right? There's no reason for you to play that aggressively forward after you've been told you're not going to have any support. It's just players get in their head that they have to have the team revolving around them to win. And that's not what happened. Now, again, into the game, I'm 10-2-20. Right? Everyone else is well behind me in terms of kill participation. The Thresh actually didn't do so bad in terms of kill participation on his team with 12, the most. But he does have 16 deaths. Lily is at 10. If we look at the gold score, I mean, like, I'm full build. Obviously, he's not. I'm the only one out here off full build. I'm literally the only team member full build out of here. The Thresh is 7,000 gold behind me. I'm right next to the Vel'Koz. I'm way above everyone else on our team, as well as their team, except for the Kai'Sa, who still has the most gold in the game right now. But it doesn't matter. The team diff overall between us, like I said, down on gold, up on gold, about the same. So overall, the team gold, because of my difference of 7,000, is basically making up this difference here. That's huge. That's why we get this huge gold lead on the team, and it's me. It's 1v9. I'll go ahead and let this play out. You guys got to see how I 1v9 the support, how to play for the team, how to play for the win con as I could, and then just how to shut down a game. It is like hurting cats in lower elo, unfortunately, when you play support. Trying to get... We could have had Baron a lot sooner. We could have had some of the dragons sooner. We could have had the Elder as well sooner. And Grubs even. Everything was a little bit lower, but I made sure that we were taking them at the appropriate times and making it and setting up ourselves as a team so that we could take those objectives, so we could stack those advantages, because that's what this game is. It's about building inches and its small advantages on top of each other to the point where you snowballed so much there's no stopping you. And that's what I've been trying to do, and that's your job as support. I hope this game shows you guys that. I'm going to let it play and shut up, and you guys enjoy the last moment of the game. Thanks for watching.